Hello, my name is Max Hardy, and I just finished making an origami duck. So the idea here was that I would make this duck, and it would be I chose walnut for like the water that it's sitting on because it kind of has some nice shimmer in the grain and stuff. And then zebra wood is the sky. But in here, which is a little hard to see, I make the same duck but out of walnut, and then flip it upside down and inlay it. In here, so it's nice and flush, but it really looks like a reflection as it catches the light differently. It sort of shimmers differently. It's super cool effect. And then the frame here is American walnut. It has a nice bevel on the top edges and also on the sides. Nice little floating frame with a 1/4 inch or so reveal around the edge. It was a super fun project. I think it turned out really awesome, and I filmed it all in time lapse. So if you want to see how I did it, just keep watching. To get started, I square up my last piece of walnut and cut a thin strip of maple and a thin strip of walnut. Those will be for the ducks. And so this base I'm cleaning up here, and then I match it with a piece of zebra wood. After I get them to be about the same size, I glue them together, making sure they're offset and the maple can sit proud. After I square it up and I know the final dimensions, I sketch out the duck. And I use that sketch as a pattern to transfer in between the two woods. And I cut all the pieces with my Japanese pull saw. It's a great little tool. It's a super fun process to use. I feel like I use it kind of like a chef's knife, like I can guide the blade with my knuckle. It's a really cool tool. You can go push forward with it, and it makes a really fine line. It's a really great tool. Mine's a little cheap one too. But here I'm just cutting those pieces and I stick them on tape to help me keep track of them. It's real easy to drop them. If I drop one, I'll never find it. So trying to be somewhat organized. Even when I use the sandpaper here, I try to not round it. I designed the duck this way to fit together with like hard edges. So anything that's rounded is gonna not work out. So here I've got them all put together and I still have to hone them. It matters, but not as much for the walnut, but that maple is very unforgiving. So if there's any gaps in the little pieces, they really stand out. And if I try to sand them, then when I put clear coat on them, it makes it even worse. It looks terrible. So I want these to fit as perfectly as possible. And then the walnut I can, sand and fill gaps and it's way less noticeable. But here I've got them mocked up and glued up, and I just hold them together with tape until they dry. And once I pull them out of there, I just sand them up, clean them up real good, get to the final dimensions, which I transfer onto the walnut here, and then I cut a vertical line with my knife, tracing around and remove a small layer. This is the best part. It's awesome. I really like it. Like the details in and around the beak to be able to get it flat and not collapse the ridge. It was just cool. So here I've inlaid it and sat a little proud, so I hit it with the sander and filled the gaps with sawdust. So it fills it in smoothly. I clamp up the duck here with some glue. I gotta be careful because things always want to slide around when you glue them like this. Here it is all dried up and looking great. So here I'm ripping down a piece of walnut to make the frame, joining a hard edge, removing some extra material here, and then these 4 thin strips will be like the back of the frame, and then I make some slightly taller ones, which will be the sides. And I plane them just to make sure that they're all the same thickness. Okay. Then I glue the pieces in these L shapes, and make sure to get all the glue that squeezes out in between there, so I don't have to get in there and chisel it out later. Then here I put a nice little bevel, maybe 15 degrees or something, on the top part of the frame and start cutting the miters. I start these off just by, trying to keep as much material as I can, and then I'll go and measure it up right here, making sure I have about a 1/4 inch or so reveal on each side of the picture. This is a floating frame, so it mounts from the back. Everything fits perfectly, so I glue up the miters and clamp them all into place. Shimmy them all together nice and tight. Shore them up real good. Let it dry. Then I set up my saw to do the bevel cut. I've got the frame upside down for that bevel. So after a quick sanding, I put a coat of polyurethane on the frame and glue the picture in place, secure it up. When it's dry, I give it another light sanding and then start on it with polyurethane. It's always the best part when it really comes to life and all the details start coming through, the grain starts glistening. It's great. It really looks wonderful, but I got to do 3 more coats before I'm done.
Well, I'm super happy with it. I think it turned out great. Looks beautiful. All these woods work together really nicely. I think the overall effect is great. Here it is all cured up. You can see that uh, reflection part, like in different lights, it shines kind of differently and looks different. I really think it was a cool idea and it's really effective. I had a blast making it. Well, thanks so much for watching. Keep an eye out for future videos.